Legionnaires ready to make combat with Thomas's horses. And if you know anything about horses and armored Roman Legionnaires, one of them will not stand very long.
Did he just execute his elephant unit to try and get them back under control? Thomas, you fool!
Alright, so I didn't realize that it killed my guys on it.
Yes, that kills them.
Shit. Alright, that probably got me.
I literally just watched 18 men pull out short swords and stab their elephants in the back of the head.
Oh, God.
That also kills his general.
Yep, it did.
His general is dead. His strongest unit is dead. PETA now has a warrant out for his arrest.
Hoplites are getting shot to pieces.
His thorax hoplites are now getting shot to pieces by possibly, let's see, 1 unit, 2 unit. One of
6,
Devon's light missile infantry
7.
did break. However, there are now 7 units attacking one of the thorax units.
And it's not gonna survive that. That's too much firepower.
And it has broken. However, there are now Legionnaires fighting cav units. The Scorpions are still launching fire down from above. And Thomas's Spearmen have yet to reach the Scorpion units, so they are still quite a long ways away. However, if Thomas were to get them there, they may actually be able to start routing things. Because Devon's light missile units could not survive much of a fight if they were confronted by 3 units of Spearmen.
Killian, can you see the ammo that's left on my range units? I'm curious.
I don't think so. Let me see.
Oh, they're with the scale thorax hoplites. Excellent.
Let me see.
Let's deal with these now.
I do not think.
Okay. Well, they're all pretty much full.
Okay, well, it appears that Devon has enough ammo for days. And although 2 of 3, Devon's Legionnaires have just become routed by the horses. However, they're probably not going to go down fighting for a little bit longer. So if Thomas's cav units can actually route into the light missile infantry, maybe he'll be able to take them out. However, it does not look like that right now. The Spearmen are almost to the Scorpions, and the Scorpions are still raining fire down from above. However, this situation still could be anyone's game. We thought it was over. We thought Thomas had won, but Devon is starting to make a comeback. Slowly but surely, even Thomas can't do anything against 7 different missile units raining down fire from above. At least not for long. And his Legionnaires have actually reformed. They found their courage, and they decided that they are not going to go down without these horses dying. One of the horses have actually broken. The other Bactron just broke.
They're not breaking. They're close.
Sorry, their morale is depleting at a rate that cannot be replenished. The Legionnaires have actually found their own interpersonal strength, and they've decided they want to see their families again. And so they have charged these horses head on and will not fall before the horses before them. They may fall between the several units of Spearmen that have just passed Thomas's Scorpions, or they may fall to the Scorpions, but they will not fall to these horses today. One of the horses is just broken. The other one seems to be at the cusp of snapping. And it would appear that Thomas's thorax Spearmen are now surrounded by not 7, but 8 missile units.
Oh, I really need Thomas to not be charging after these specific guys right now.
So this could still very well be anyone's game, because although Devon may seem to have the upper hand, 3 Spearmen and some more Greek Scorpions could very well do quite a bit of damage. It all depends on how Thomas plays this out and how quickly he can eliminate them. It also depends on the Legionnaires, who are now in pretty bad shape. They had 240 units total, but now they are sitting on they're actually sitting on 80 out of 240. So as you can see, they're only a third of what they once were. I just did math correctly, and I'm pretty content with that.
As you should be, friend. As you should be. Oh, this is going to be a problem.
Thomas, Devon, what do you think about the current situation?
I think that there are a lot of missiles flying.
Yes, this battle is Although sometimes, most of the time, the battle is sometimes determined by who can break the lines first. It appears that this one is actually going to be a war of the arrows instead. Ranged units are the things sending things from one place to another. So it really just depends on who runs out of ammo first. Can one range side whittle down the other to claim victory? Devon has 8 units right now. 8 ranged units, it would appear. However, some of them have just begun to flee. He has 2 legionnaires up, but those legionnaires may or may not be close to death. 3 spearmen who appear to be pretty full, and they're pretty confident. Their general has just died from committing seppuku in the face. Quite literally, elephant seppuku. Elephant seppuku. However,
I would also like to point out he has another almost full unit of scale thorax hoplites in the woods.
he did. I thought that scale thorax was actually close to breaking, but it must have been the other one. So now Thomas has
That was the other one. The
four.
other one's gone.
Thomas has 4 units of scale thorax hoplites. Ready?
Somehow we're
Actually,
faster
no.
than light infantry.
He has 1 unit of scale thorax hoplites. He has 3 of spearmen, and he has.
Oh, those aren't hoplites?
And
Oh,
he
those
has-
are Eastern Oh.
And let's see, Thomas has 2 scorpions compared to 2 of Devon's legionnaires, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different light missile infantries, as well as 4 fleeing units. However, those fleeing units could very well rally. Devon, is your general still alive?
No, he's not.
Was he a
He
cav
was
unit?
Cav unit. Yeah.
They died bravely.
Absolutely died bravely, vainly but bravely.
Oh no, he did his job.
Oh yeah, they
He
almost-
drew Thomas's entire army away from my main force.
Both of the generals are now dead.
You pulled 3. You pulled 3 Eastern Spearmen, and the 2.
Also, we're
cavalry
past the
were
point
you.
where it has an immediate effect.
Yes, and also the tip of the scales of war have always been in Devon's favor. However, Thomas has made some excellent comebacks. Will Thomas be able to rally, and regroup his men to victory? Let's see.
At the pace this is going, this might be the only battle they get tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is now 11:38. This may very well be the only battle. However, it was a good battle. This is a battle that is sure to go down in the history books. But for which side is the real question? Do we have the Romans or do we have the Eastern? I don't know what Thomas's units are. What are your units, Thomas?
Bactria, I think?
You Bactria? The Bacterian Empire. The Bacteria. I got it. So the germs versus the Romans. The gentlemen's and germs. And so we will see how this goes. A just gross butchering of historical knowledge. As always, coming out of Killian's mouth. Right from the mouth of the hypocrite. All right. As of right now, it appears that Devon's missile infantry seem to be advancing forward to confront whatever may or may not come out of the forest, but also to confront the scorpions that are now attacking. And then it appears that Thomas's, let's see, thorax hoplites are also trying to rout the enemy and hunt them down, while Devon's legionnaires could only be anywhere, attempting to recuperate their numbers and possibly position themselves for a counterstrike. Thomas, look behind you! They've won all the way around! No, I'm kidding.
That'd be impressive.
If
If I could
only, though.
manage that.
I would respectfully surrender the battle at that point if they managed to flank me. Be like, yeah, good show, man, good show.
GG.
Come on, get away.
And what is occurring on this side of the field? Just like the beginning of the game, now it all comes down to positioning for the final battle. However, once the final battle has commenced, I do not think that there's going to be much repositioning from then on. It appears that it's going to be an all-out brawl, one for the other. But currently, as you can see down on the bottom of my screen, there are light missile infantry trying to reroute themselves, and the spearmen trying to hunt them down. However, it actually would appear that these are attempting to retreat, now being fired down on from above by 2 different kinds of missile infantry. Javelins are flying through the air as I attempt to grab this cinematic shot.
I cannot wait any
Oh, it would actually appear that these missile
Oh, yes, it worked.
infantry actually have pulled out their swords and are attempting to meet the spearmen in battle,
Killian.
ready to give themselves
Killian,
up.
Look, Killian.
What had just happened? One of the units has then been routed,
Two of my units just reformed.
and two of Devon's units have just and a spear infantry has actually rerouted
Oh my god.
in the forest as well.
From route.
It appears that one of Thomas's units are now surrounded. They may not be outgunned, but they are outnumbered at this point.
Oh no, they're also outgunned. I have bows.
Well, as you can see on this screen right now, it would appear that it is just a battle of arrows flying across. While Thomas's units attempt to advance, they've actually formed a shield wall, as you can see, blocking, and it's slowly but surely advancing as the rain of arrows from the sky fly across, attempting to pierce the hearts of their hated enemies. However, actually, these are javelins. I don't think these are arrows. No, that is
No, they're arrows.
that is certainly an arrow.
Actually, most of those are sling stones.
Oh, and there's one poor man also fell. Oh no! Oh no! Javelins! And now his units.
Where?
I think I just watched a guy get penetrated. It might have been a scorpion.
It was the scorpion.
Probably a scorpion.
That was a that.
Going down.
And what is
All
going
of
on
them
over
are
here?
Fighting the last scale.
And the
thorax.
very brave missile units are dying, but they're not dying in vain, as
They're out of ammo.
their comrades are actually coming to their aid, attempting to save them from the clutches of sure death. While all the while over on this side of the battlefield, the units are still attempting to reroute themselves. They're trying to figure out what they're doing. They're positioning themselves from the final battle. As you can see up top at the units, you can see where Thomas has placed his spearmen now. You can see where Devon is aiming his units. Some of them are aiming for the spearmen. Some may be aiming for the scorpions. Who knows what's happening anymore? It's just a blur of red units and movement. And where are Devon's rerouted legionnaires in all of this?
Curious.
It appears that they've actually seemed to route themselves and be behind Thomas's. I'm kidding. I already said that, but the joke still does not get old.
There they are.
Truth is, they've actually found horses and are ready to meet you in
Oh,
battle.
what? Crud.
And it appears that Thomas has actually seen one of his legionnaires. Legions, after rerouting, are now standing in the forest, ready to meet battle, although they do definitely seem world-wearied. They are confident, but they have sustained casualties. And how has Thomas's Thorax warriors done in this? They're 74 out of 120. However, they also do seem to be retreating. But not before being cornered and but being cornered and pinned down by several units of ranged infantry.
Oh crud! I see what he's doing.
And the spearmen
No,
are...
Thomas. It didn't work last time, and it's not going to work this time.
The spearmen seem to be retreating from the hail of arrows right now.
They're
However,
not retreating; they're advancing.
I'm talking about the eastern spearmen, not the...
Oh, yeah. No.
The eastern spearmen have now thrown up their shields, and they're now attempting to make their way over to do whatever they're attempting to do. The scorpions are still firing on end. They're eager and they're fresh, but their general is in fact dead.
I'm putting. I'm gonna do that.
The thorax hoplites are now actually attempting to make their way over to the light missile infantry to flank them, as Thomas's spear units also advance upon Devon. However, Thomas is in fact getting flanked by Devon as well from the 4 units that have rerouted, although most of them are actually missile units, and the only melee unit that is advancing is actually slightly behind them. So it may take a while before he can get into position. What I can definitely say, folks, is that the final battle is advancing upon us, and soon we will see the glorious conclusion of this battle. This certainly is not the Battle of Bitch Hill. Perhaps this is the Battle of Bravery Hill. Oh, I just realized Kale